Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of our weekly podcast series called Highlights. I'm Salvador, I'm the owner and founder of Detailers Growth. We are an advertising agency that specializes in ceramic coating ads, primarily on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, Radu or Dan here. I'm the ad specialist. As the title says, my main role is to make sure that the ads are running smoothly, the lead quality is great. So basically, you can book as many jobs as possible.
Hi, I'm Anthony, another client success manager, 2 out of the 3. And I am here to help you, whether it's troubleshooting, taking a look at your campaign, just making sure that the leads are coming through and everything is flowing well.
Hi, I'm Alejandra, the last of the success manager, and I work in the Close Marketing course. So I'm here to help you to answer all of your questions about the course, the videos, and the ads.
Nice. So each week we share the secrets of our top clients and show you how to use their winning strategies in your own business. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to do a frequently asked question session where we'll go ahead and answer some of the most common questions that we see within the ceramic coating industry. So, without further ado, let's dive right in.
I don't have time or I may not take the time to call my leads, and that's a common one. So what can you do? Is a effective strategy doing follow-ups, automated follow-ups. For example, you can send information, you can send tips, benefits, etc., just to keep the lead nurtured and informed about anything, and you don't lose like the track of that connection.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, if you guys feel like you want to implement some of these techniques, please let us know. There are effective ways, such as keeping the messages
Yes.
short, including a specific
Yeah.
time and date that we can implement into your CRM to make sure that we are getting the most out of these leads.
Yes. Another common issue that people always ask to us is I've been getting a lot of lower quality or budget cars. So the first thing here is to identify the thing that is happened. So you have to build the value of your service. So the first thing is just to make your marketing messages. You have to highlight the premium quality that you are giving to your customers. Okay, in your service, everything that you do for getting that ceramic coating into their car. Also, you can add high quality cars and luxury vehicles in general into your ads. So that's a way for people to connect in their brain, in their mind, your business with high quality type of cars, with luxury, with all of that stuff.
Yeah, and one other thing that I want to just keep in mind here is we could also increase the quality of leads with the actual ads themselves. So, Rodrigo, can you touch on ways to increase the quality of leads coming through to get like a higher qualified lead?
Yeah, so one of the best ways to increase the quality is making your own highly personalized educational type videos. So the main idea, if there's one thing to remember, is making your own videos in which you're relaxed, you just take out your phone, and they just start talking to the audience. So when people see that, and then again, if they see your face and they hear your voice, it helps a lot with the quality because they know exactly who they're gonna deal with, the process, and you can also teach them on all the steps that you're going to take for that specific service. So that helps a lot when it comes to the quality. Yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to using video call or video content to get those high quality leads, that's going to be the biggest needle mover in your campaign, right? If you're advertising or even if you're not advertising, if you're just posting videos on your Facebook page or Instagram page, a lot of the videos that I see out there, they're missing that educational component, right? So you might already
Yep.
be uploading those videos every single day on your Instagram or Facebook, but you're not really telling somebody what you're doing to a vehicle. And that could be the missing piece that just adding that information, whether it's a voiceover or you just talking while you're recording, that could be what actually gets somebody intrigued and get them to see the
Yep.
value in getting their vehicle coded. So that, don't underestimate the power of educational video content because we see the night and day difference it can make in a campaign, especially. I think in advertising, those things are just more amplified because you're paying for those eyeballs, but it's a night and day difference. I think a good recent example of this was a client in Washington State where like they were doing amazing with just the, those video clips of video or vehicles, But then once we really started advertising and putting educational content out there, it made a huge difference to their lead quality, where they're
Yep.
now closing about 3 to 4 ceramic coating jobs per day. Before it was like 3 to 4 per week, but per day. Now they're in a big shop, super proud of him. But yeah, that just goes to show like how quickly educational video content can make for your business. And also, just to kind of go to another common question that we get asked is like, how do I get people to answer the phone? Like, what should I do to get somebody to answer the phone if they see the ad or they just contact me and they're just hard to get a hold of? I guess from a tactical point of view, one of the first things I would always recommend doing, if you're a client of ours, we can always do this for you, but just simply changing up the wording in the form to where now somebody can come to expect that phone call. And one way that we're testing very recently is giving people the option, right, to choose between getting the quote via a phone call or in person. Those two are going to be your best bets for closing a ceramic coating job. It's very hard to close somebody over text just because you have the back and forth, and especially if you're an owner operator where you're a one man show, it's hard to choose between following up with leads or doing the jobs, right? It's a double-edged sword in that way. But
Mhm.
if you give people the option of how they want that quote to be delivered to them, and you only limit those options to phone calls or in person, then now they're coming to expect that as they're filling out their information to become a lead. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll definitely report back on the status of that. But yeah, I think something like that could set the expectation right off the bat to where you're not having to play phone tag. It becomes more of a, like, instead of am I going to have to call this person, it's more of when can I call this person, like when is the best time to call them. So yeah, that's kind of one of the biggest things that we've noticed very recently is just changing up the wording in the form will definitely get people to answer the phone more. Another thing is just calling them right off the bats, right? So
Yep.
especially if you're advertising, it, that is the best time to just call somebody up, because the sooner you call them, the warmer that lead is going to be, right? If you wait too long, you might miss that window where they're really interested, they're intrigued, but yeah, you want to call them as soon as possible, as soon as you get their information. And then you can also text them, right? You can text them right off the bat. Hey, John, thank you for submitting your information for your ceramic coating quote. When is a good time to give you a call? Right? So simply asking for that call can make a big difference. That way they know who you are. You're giving them context to why you're texting them. So it could definitely make things easier to get them on the phone. So let's go to the next common question.
For example, the first one, which is I have trouble getting deposits when booking. So when I hear that question, I always tell them that you can actually play that in your advantage. So you can tell all your clients that it's actually in their best interest to get the deposit done, because then you can actually give them a guaranteed service time. So guaranteed
Exactly.
service time, basically they're securing their spot. So it's not one of those things where you seem pushy. It's basically you helping them. And this also
Yes.
plays, this is similar to the second question that we keep getting, which is that what if I don't have a shop? What if I'm mobile?
Mm,
So that again can actually be played really nicely in your advantage, because you can literally tell them that everything is going to be way more personalized. Convenience is going to be there. You can just let them know, hey, everything is going to be done in your driveway. You can literally see the entire process, and everything is going to be transparent. So when it comes to those things, literally just turn it around. And in case you're mobile, just let them know that because you're mobile, you're only going to service one vehicle at a time in the driveway, personalized experience, and they don't even need to take their vehicle to your shop. They can just stay
Exactly.
at home and watch it from their living room. So yeah.
yes, 1000%. And real quick, back to that deposit point there. Another thing with getting deposits is if you're having a really tough time getting those deposits from somebody, they're interested, everything sounds great, pricing's great, but that last step of getting the deposit just isn't there. It might be better to just ask them to come to your shop or you'll go to them, something a little bit less friction, but they're still committing to something, right? But yes, if somebody's interested, they're cool with pricing, everything sounds good, you definitely want to go for that deposit because you know we've heard all those horror stories about reschedules, cancellations, right, all of those things. But maybe they just need that extra assurance where if you have a shop, they just want to see everything. They want to know that they can trust you with their vehicle. And with the mobile aspect, one thing that we touched on previously was really highlighting that convenience factor, right? So letting people know that it's actually going to be way easier, especially if you live in a city, for you to go to them, right? They don't have to leave their driveway. You can work in their garage, right? And we kind of touched on this in a previous highlights episode, but when you're mobile, you definitely want to like look the part. You want to have the uniforms, if possible, your vehicle wrapped. So those details will definitely matter when you're mobile. And the reason I'm highlighting that is because think of all the mobile guys out there that don't wear uniforms, right? They're super informal. Maybe they're super relaxed with the customers. It's just not a good look, right? So, especially if you're doing high ticket ceramic coatings, we've noticed that the professionalism, the uniforms, if you can get your vehicle wrapped, all that stuff will give any lead, any interested customer the assurance that you're the guy. You're not just somebody who's here for the summer and they'll be gone in the fall and winter time.
Yeah, and this leads to another question that's frequently asked, and it's like, Anthony, we have a lot of people that are just price shopping. And, there are two ways to really go at this. And one of those ways is your educational content, whether it's something that they see on your ads or a video that you can include in your first text message that goes out to that potential lead. You need to show that lead the services that you provide, what goes into the package that you provide. It doesn't have to be super long either. It can be a quick video, but just showing what you do. This will help build that value and show that lead that, hey, there's just more to it than just sticking a ceramic coating to it. It's time consuming, and a lot of attention to detail and care is placed when you do that vehicle. But you can also offer financing options. Sometimes that price might be a little bit out of range, but if you are able to work with that lead and make your service more accessible, then they'll be more likely to book with you. And those are two strategies that immediately come to my head. Dan, is there something else that you'd like to add?
No, that would be about it.
Yeah, just to kind of chime in on what Anthony said there, I think the reason why we emphasize video content is because it will reduce the number of price shoppers, right? And it helps you get a higher quality lead, because think about somebody who's doing the research on ceramic coatings, right? The first place they go to probably going to be Google, right? They're just going to want to learn more about ceramic coatings in general. So they're going to search what is a ceramic coating or ceramic coating benefits, right? Now they're getting hit with websites that are ranking, but that information is not specific to your pricing, your packaging, and even your products. So we want to be the person to give them that information, right? We want to be that source of information. So if you could just make a video, and it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't need to be professional, but if you can highlight the benefits, you can give somebody an idea of exactly what you're doing to the vehicle, why they might need a ceramic coating, because most vehicles do need a ceramic coating, right? They need that layer of protection from the UV rays, or even for the maintenance aspects or the shine aspect, right? Whatever reason why somebody's interested in getting their vehicle coated, you want to highlight those benefits and let them know that this is what you're offering. Because a lot of guys, and I see this a lot on Instagram, right? They're really good about like making nicely edited videos, but then there's no voiceover. They're not explaining the process. Like they're almost making that content for other detailers, other followers that they have who are detailers, right? Which is great, but those aren't going to be the people who buy your ceramic coating packages.
Exactly.
So that's why we really emphasize video content, because we see firsthand the positive impact that it can make on your business in a short amount of time, right? Just getting those videos made quickly you don't need to hire a professional camera crew, right? You can just record a video, record what you're working on, talk over it, go through your process from start to finish, and boom, now you're one step closer to getting higher quality leads, right?
Yeah.
And I think the key missing part there that I want to also highlight is consistency, just putting out content consistently. Because if you're running an ad and somebody clicks on your page and they see more videos of other vehicles, even if you're saying the exact same things in those videos, but now you have a rabbit hole they can go down, right?
Yeah.
You're able to kind of let them know what that is. So yeah, just some thoughts there.
Regarding the video content, guys, they want to feel like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm asking questions, they're being answered. It can be either with the video content guy, it can be with you, like talking with the person directly, but responding actually the questions, taking the time to be close and connect with the lead will help a lot with the interaction that you want with the audience and plus with the leads, which is important.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one other thing I want to add in here, besides the video content, is we actually have a client in Canada where they do weekly live streams in their shop. They just go live on their Facebook profile or their Facebook page. And now they're actually showcasing their process in a live stream, right? So if somebody's curious about getting their vehicle coded, not only are they seeing those past live streams where it's maybe a more long form, like a long form format, but they're seeing that process, right? Maybe they might be seeing one step of the process, right? You don't want to live stream for like 8 hours, but if they're seeing one step of it, now they know exactly what that looks like from start to finish and exactly how much time goes into getting that vehicle ceramic coated. So that's a great point there, Claudia. Alejandra, anything else as far as any common questions?
So no, we haven't talked about everything that we have to talk today. We addressed the common, frequently asked questions. Okay, so the first thing we talked about was covering the strategies for managing the leads. Okay, second, attracting the higher end clients, because some of our clients really wants just the luxury cars and not like older vehicles. And if you want older vehicles, you also have to approach them with your ads. Okay, also we were talking about diversifying the communication methods. You can use videos, you can use automated follow-ups. The important things, as Claudia says, is to make the client feel they are talking with a real person, they are taken care of, and they are being hearing. Okay, they have someone who is answering their questions in whatever way you choose. If it's in a video, the video has to be really complete. It has to have everything and all the information that you need. Okay, and yeah, you have to build the trust and create a good community around your services.
Yeah, and for anyone watching this video, please feel free to reach out, because any questions you have, you can ask us through our Facebook and Instagram stories. You can send us a message. Why it's so important is because we had some clients, they asked us some questions. The answer from that question actually boosted their sales 5, 10, even more than 15%. So in case you have any questions, you never know how important the answer to that question might be. So feel free to reach out, send us a message, and we'll definitely discuss those.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.